Now that the teacher has all of the information they need, they want to be able to message the student with the results. Complete the student message function with total scores and student score for parameters. The function should return a string representing a message to the student. If the message passed the course, the string should follow this format. Otherwise, if the student failed the course, it should follow this instead. Replace the average goes here with the average of total scores. And replace the grade goes here with the student's grade. As for the tips, we use the getAverage function to get the class average. Use the getGrade function to get the student's grade, and concatenation to build the message, and also to be careful with the punctuation and spaces in the message. I don't like that because it makes my heart ache. Anyways, let's review what we know. So we do have three existing functions here. GetAverage to get the average, and getGrade to get the grade, of course. So what it does is that it compares if the score is within the specific range, that is 60 to 100, with the corresponding grade which is D, C, B, A, or A++. If it's anything lower than those, that should be F. And a function has passing grade, which returns the getGrade function if it's not an F. So it's basically a function that checks if the student passed or not with the existing getGrade function. And a student message function that is to be created to inform the student if they passed or not. Okay, so as for the problem, we need to get the average of the student. Let's just name it class average. Oh my gosh. We also need to get the grade of our student. And then we need to determine if the student has passed or not. Let's just get rid of this. Okay, so let's create it as a variable, class average, and we could utilize the existing function get average. Nice. Do the same with the get grade. Well, in our case, that would be student grade, and utilize the function get grade. Okay, so we invoked the getGradeAverage function and assign it to the variable class average to get the class average of our student. But how? Well, we have a parameter here, total scores and student score. So the total scores parameter should be passed in the getAverage function as an argument. Total scores, and then the student score. So the total scores as an argument will be replacing the parameter here, scores, and the getAverage function should do its executes its logic to get the average. Okay, that will be the same with the getGrade function that is called here, that is passed to a variable student grade. Okay, now we need to know how to determine if the student passed or not? Well, we could do an if condition. If has passing grade, but that would be too long. So instead of that, we would make it as a ternary operator, which has a syntax of condition. If it's true, if the condition is true, it should execute this one. Otherwise, it should execute this one. Okay, so let's make a variable or a condition. Anyways, let's just return. Should we? Yeah. Okay. Let's return. No. First, let's create a variable passed or failed, and then that is assigned to an existing function as passing grade. Yep, should copy this one just in case. And let's replace this parameter score to student score. Okay, so it checks if the student score passed or not. And let's utilize this one. Let's make this one. Let's take this one as our condition. And if the student has a passing grade, it should return a string value. You passed the course. Yeah, you passed the course. If the student does not have a passing grade, it should have a value, a string value. You failed the course. You failed the course. Okay. So what this does is that we have created a variable, passed or failed, that is assigned to a ternary operator. So this ternary operator does have a condition, has passing grade, or has passing grade with an argument student score. So if the student has a passing grade, it should have a string value. You passed the course. If the student does not have a passing grade, it should have a string value. You failed the course. So essentially, this variable has either two values. Either they passed the course or they failed the course. Okay. So what we need to do now is to combine all of these blocks into a single string. So let's just copy this one as an example. Passed, failed, yep. Okay. And it should return first the class average. And the average should go here, which our class average of our student is stored to a variable class average. So we could do that with a string template. Yeah, class average. But a string template uses a backtick. So instead of a double quotation, let's get rid of it and change it to backticks, because a template literal uses a backtick for it to work, and a template literal is used to get or extract a value stored somewhere into a destined location of their line. So what we did here is that we extracted this value from the class average and store it to a line. Okay, I hope you get that right. Wait, just in case. Oh. Yes, I know. String text expression. Yeah, it's just for combining a value of a variable to a multi-line or a line. So anyways, so we should have a period here, and next thing would be the your grade, and the grade goes here, or the value of the grade is stored to a variable student grade, which we defined earlier. With that, we could extract the value again with the template literal and put the variable here, and don't forget the period. And now it's either you pass the course or you fail the course. And this one is stored to a ternary operator, which a ternary operator or condition is stored to is stored rather to a variable called passed or failed. So this variable again has either two values, that is you pass the course or you fail the course. So we could do that with, we could call either the value of it with a template literal and extract it here, passed or failed. Don't forget the period, semicolon. Okay, something went wrong. Should return the class average, your grade. Okay, I need the console. Your grade, you feel okay. So as you can see, there's a double period there. Okay, so we could just get rid of this or this one, but let's just get rid of this one. Nice.